Okay, so while talking about distribution systems, aka place, one of the four P's in marketing, it is very important that we understand the distribution, especially the retail structure of how your product is getting into the consumer's hand. Right, so retail stores, unlike other members of the distribution system, generally interact directly with the consumers, and we need to understand the retail culture with regards to the product that you are selling might be different in different countries. So, how people buy food in Nepal and consequently how retailers sell food in Nepal will be very, very different than how people buy or sell food in the United States. So, let's take a look at this fish shop. So, as you saw in the other videos as well, we can see that this is a specialized retail store. Most of the retail stores are generally specialized, except in the case of retail grocery stores, which will sell a lot of different food items. But generally, those retail grocery stores will not sell meat. Now, why is that? Like, as you see here, meat requires refrigeration and it's messy to handle as well. And especially messy in Nepal because meat is not packaged, right? So generally, the local meat store will butcher their own meat and then sell it by themselves. So there are not many manufacturers, or there are no manufacturers at all who will sell prepackaged meat like we find here in Walmart or in other stores. So generally, you will have to go there and buy meat from the butcher themselves, right? So here we can see a typical fish shop where people would go to buy fish. Now, since many households in Nepal do not have access to refrigerators, the amount of fish or meat that people will buy will be very less. So you will only buy something that you're going to eat at most by the next day. So generally, you will buy meat that is enough for one day only, because you don't want the meat to spoil because you don't have refrigerators. Now let's just take a look at how they sell fish in Nepal in this store. So let's contrast this meat buying experience in Nepal with the meat buying experience here in the United States. Now I know that there are local butcher stores where you can go and buy meat and fish, which is very different than how generally you would buy meat from Walmart. But most people would generally buy their meat and fish from Walmart. So here you can see in Walmart there are many different varieties of meat that are available in one location. So when we talk about values that retail stores bring to the table, contact efficiency is one of those, and we see that I can just go to Walmart and buy a lot of different types of meat at Walmart. Whereas if I were in Nepal and I wanted to buy chicken, then I would have to go to a chicken store. If I wanted to buy fish, then I would have to go to a fish store. If I wanted to buy buff, which is buffalo, because we don't have beef, because cow is revered, right? So If I wanted to buy buffalo meat, then there would be buffalo store where I would go and buy buffaloes, right? So also another thing that you see is that meat is packaged nicely and has labels that indicate the calorie content. It indicates the best before date and provides all other informations that are required by law, as well as the manufacturer puts it just to make sure that the consumers understand by when the meat should be eaten, right? But in Nepal, generally, that's not the case.